Mutated Psy asks, my defense, especially on monster attacks, does not raise the ball high enough for the setter to distribute well. My hands tend to do the backwards motion to absorb the spike, but do not seem to get that fluid motion going to raise the ball. Tips, coach? Watch my video about how to dig hard driven balls, and it teaches you how to absorb shock but also redirect the ball high in the air by breaking your platform and driving your hips under the ball. Muffin Nico asks, coaching or playing? I'm assuming you're asking which one I prefer. I'll be honest, I actually prefer playing over coaching. I enjoy both a lot, but the highest highs of playing are still higher than the highest highs of coaching. If I had the choice of any career, it would definitely to be a professional volleyball player. Princess Red Ranger 89 asks, love your videos, thanks for sharing your skills. Where does your passion for volleyball come from? I naturally have an obsessive personality, which means that when I find something I'm really into, I dive really deep and absorb myself completely into what I'm doing. When I first started playing volleyball in high school, it just felt so amazing to dive for a ball and be super dramatic and get the ball up, or spike the ball in a critical moment to score the point. So that's really where my volleyball passion started. Stop Hammer Time 7312 asks, dear Coach Donny, are you married? Is that your beautiful wife modeling in your t-shirt video advertisement? How did you two meet? In addition to that question, Golden Lump Pia Hash asks, this is the hard-hitting question that I've been looking for. Inquiring minds want to know, Coach Donny. These are actually the type of questions that I enjoy in these AMA sessions. Yes, I am married, and yes, that is my beautiful wife modeling the Elevate Athletic tees in the promo video. We actually met online on a dating website and just started talking over the internet, then on the phone, then we met up, and over time we just really grew to like each other, and we're so fortunate because we would have never met each other if we didn't happen to be on that site at the same time. When you meet that special somebody, you don't want to let them go, and I didn't let her go, and now she's stuck with me. She's someone that I can laugh about stupid things with, have deep conversations, and explore life together. She's also supportive of my passions and is my #1 fan, and that really means a lot. For those of you who haven't found that special someone yet, make sure that you take your time to really find the right person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Jamie, if you're watching, I never get tired of telling you that I love you, and thank you so much for supporting me and my passions. Shark ZT asks, hello, you did have a video regarding topspin, but can you tell the exercise or drill using equipment such as power wrist? I felt like power wrist is not really good. You can try wrist curls or doing stretches of your wrist daily. T-Chich asks, hey coach, can you show us how to dolphin dive? Dolphin diving is not really a technique that you want to do intentionally because it does put a lot of strain on your lower back. I do have a video about how to dive, and that's the safest and most effective way to dive for a volleyball. Dolphin diving usually happens when you can't get low enough in time and you just have to go downward for a ball. A Yellow Tan asks, hiya coach, my team and I met you briefly in the summer at Minneapolis for Open Nationals. Was wondering, are you going to compete this year in Dallas? Are you also competing with the same team? Yes, the tall ones will be making another appearance at the USAV Open Nationals. Make sure that you say hi to me in Dallas, and I would love to watch your team play at Nationals as well. Astronomilacus asks, hey coach, do you have any tips for volleyball players who started late, say around late middle school or early high school, such as how to catch up with other players and how to become a regular even though your technique is still lacking a little? Thanks and love your videos. Edit, I'm a setter if that's relevant. The only way to catch up to other more experienced players is to play twice as much as them, and every time you play, the quality of your repetition has to be really high. That means don't just play for the sake of playing. Play with the intention of improving specific skills. The Dreaming Goose asks, coach, thank you so much for your videos. I love them. Odd question, but I've had difficulty transitioning from a standard Tachikara ball to a molten ball with regards to forearm passing. My forearm passes aren't as fluid or consistent with the molten. Is this a common difficulty? Tachikaras in general are easier to pass because they're softer and therefore they take the form of your platform a lot easier than a molten. The only way to get better at passing a molten is just to pass the molten as often as you can. Kai VB99. Hey Coach Donny, I've been watching your videos for quite some time now. I've been enjoying your content and glad that I can ask you a question. I'm the shortest guy on the volleyball team, being 5'3", but have a good enough vertical to get a little over the net. I can't block regularly because only a bit of my wrist goes over the net. I was told to soft block, but never was really given any directions on how to do it. What would be some good tips on soft blocking I should take with me next time I'm on the court? If you can only get your fingers over the net, then you should actually be slightly off the net with your arms and angle your hands back this way so the ball will be soft blocked into it. If you try to reach forward, you're going to jam your fingers or they're just going to go straight over you. So your goal is to slow the ball down, not to block the ball. Medkit asks, hey coach, I keep getting leg cramps when I do a lot of jumping, running. I think it's because of muscle tightness or fatigue. Any way to prevent this? 3 things. You gotta stretch after you exercise. You gotta foam roll before and after you exercise. And you need to make sure that you drink at least 50 to 60 ounces of water every day to keep your body hydrated. Medi10 asks, hey coach, I have one question because I never played volleyball and I want to start next year. I'm 5'7" and I have a good vert without training. My head reached the net. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Do you think I can be a spiker and compete with tall player? Love your videos. Yes, you can be an effective spiker. You just have to approach your attacking strategy differently than a tall player would. As a shorter spiker, you should really learn how to tool the block because there's going to be some blocks that are so big that you cannot hit around or over. Also work on being deceptive. Shadow61523 asks, greetings from Toronto. How long have you been playing V-ball? What other sports do you play? Have you watched haiku? LOL. Favorite food? I've been playing volleyball since my sophomore year of high school. So I graduated in 2003 high school, so 2001, and it just turned 2018. So I guess I've been playing for 17 years. It feels like an extra long time because I still feel like I'm 24. Martial arts would be my other favorite sport to play. I have not watched haiku yet. I've just been so busy that if I do have any spare time, I'm usually editing more videos or coming up with new content. And especially now that I have my new apparel line, I'm going to be spending all my spare time trying to get that going and releasing new apparel for that. One day I will watch haiku because it would be a sin to be a volleyball addict and not watch an anime about volleyball. And you guys will be the first to know when that happens. My favorite food is my mom's cooking. Whatever she makes, I completely love, and she is actually a really good cook. If I had to choose one favorite dish, it would have to be the steamed catfish with black bean sauce with green onions, ginger, and garlic on top. You put that over white rice and you're in heaven. And all of my Cantonese brothers and sisters, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called Jing Mao Yu. That might be a pretty cool t-shirt design. I'll put Jing Mao Yu in the front and then a picture of a steamed catfish on the back. Yeah. Let me know if you guys want to buy that t-shirt and I just might make it. T122 asks, hey coach, how do I increase my power when I swing? I seem to have trouble hitting hard to kill the ball and score points because my spikes are slow and easy to receive. I'm still a teenager in high school that's learning and I don't know if my forms or verticals not helping my spiking power. I have 2 videos that I recommend watching to improve your spiking power. The first video is arm swing mechanics and the second one is improve your spiking power. Both of them you can find on my channel. Igneous2648 asks, hey coach, around when should you start to jump top spin float serve and when should you just stick to standing serves? It depends on your opponent's weakness. If your opponent is weaker at platform passing, then I recommend doing a float serve. If the opposing receivers are slow, then I recommend doing a top spin serve. Abdul Malik Alu Mairi asks, hi coach, is this legal in original matches? On the other hand, I have an idea, make a new series in your channel, explain on it volleyball rules. Finally, thanks for everything you made me and our setter better. The video he's referring to is a video of Josh Barina throwing a ball, which is what we call a fastball in 9-man. So that move is not legal in 6s indoor, but it is a legal move in Chinese 9-man volleyball. And if you want to learn more about what Chinese 9-man volleyball is, You can watch that video by clicking up here. Noobs asks, greetings Donny, a lot of newcomers coming from an anime called Haikyuu. Did you see it? If yes, what is your opinion on it? If not, would you do a live reaction video starting from episode 1 or do an analyzation video about Haikyuu? I have not seen it yet, unfortunately. I do plan to watch it in the future, but I have heard that it is actually not just an entertaining anime, but is actually very accurate when it comes to volleyball skills, knowledge, and gameplay. That's a great suggestion to do a reaction video when watching Haikyuu. If I ever transition into being a full-time YouTuber and personal trainer, then I would definitely have time to do more of those things. Jelly Belly asks, hey coach, from your experience, what is your most preferred gym to play at in the Bay Area? Disregarding commute time. The Foundry in Redwood City has really good sport court, and that's my favorite place to play at in the Bay Area. Chaos Shall Reign 4946 asks, hey coach, I just want to thank you for making these awesome videos since they have really improved my volleyball. I only started last year. I'm in high school right now, but I am able to play on a higher level with the school team. What would your advice be for a setter that has a lot of technical skill but not much game sense? I am able to read plays, but I cannot effectively communicate with my team when there is a bad pass or something. Thanks. Make sure you come up with a system with your other players on what to do depending on how good or bad the pass is. When you give a signal to your hitters, it's assuming that the pass is decent enough for you to run that play. But if the pass is too far off the net, then you gotta coordinate with your high ball hitters to know what type of set you're gonna get them when the ball is out of system. Transport Phenomena asks, hey coach, huge fan of yours, just wondering if you could elaborate on the differences between Mikasa and molten balls. Why molten is predominantly used in the US, which one do you prefer and why? Thanks. The Mikasa ball floats a lot more and is harder to pass with float serves. It also takes a little bit more effort to pass the ball because the Mikasa absorbs force a little bit more. The surface of the Mikasa is also smoother than the molten, so it is more common for setters to double with that ball. It also feels like it's harder to generate more spiking power with the Mikasa. The molten ball actually has a stickier surface, so the ball is easier to set and is a little bit bouncier than the Mikasa. It's easier to generate more power on the molten. I definitely prefer the molten over the Mikasa just because I play with it more and is a little bit easier to pass. The man over the net asks, hey coach, I'm from France and I like your training videos. I'm about to end my last year of high school. Next year I want to go to university, but the thing is there are not a lot of sport in French university, and volleyball is a big part of my life. Now here the question, can I pretend to in university in USA with the speciation volleyball and with my 5 years of volleyball in club with coach? Thanks for your work and I hope you respond to me. In order to play volleyball at a university in USA, you actually have to get in as a student first. So if you do want to play at the university here, I recommend making a recruiting video which includes highlights of all your skills and then sending it to as many university coaches as possible in the US to try to get in that way. A lot of the universities that don't have an NCAA team might have a club team, so you can also research which universities have a club team as well. I believe France should also have a club system where you can work your way as an amateur up to semi-professional into full professional. So that's another route that you can consider in your own country. Backlike23 asks, I watched your video recently recommending the Kobe 6s. Do you have an update on the shoe you recommend now? What you are currently wearing? I'm currently wearing the Nike Air Zoom Hyper Attack shoes. I think that's the name. It's like one of the longest names for the shoes. And I do plan on making a shoe review video on that soon. Swagaland007 asks, hey coach, what is an ideal body fat percentage to maintain to jump higher? I've never thought about that before, but if I had to give you an immediate answer, I would say below 18% for males and below 23% for females. Obviously, the lower the better because you'll be carrying less weight, but that's a general ballpark figure where you can still experience some good jumping benefit with those numbers. BR Zuzka asks, hey coach, I'm a 6'5" outside and I've been doing very well with a short vertical. I have some weight as I'm 215. What do you recommend in order to lose weight and gain vertical jump, or does losing weight make my vert higher? Thanks, love the merch. Yeah, he loves the merch. Make sure that you guys get your t-shirt by clicking on the link up here to access the Elevate Yourself apparel store. The short answer is yes. If you do cut down your body fat and lose a little bit of weight, your vert will go higher. However, you want to make sure that you don't lose too much strength as you're losing weight. The best way to lose weight without losing too much strength is keep the same workout routine, but just work on cleaning up your diet by reducing the amount of simple carbohydrates in your diet and replace those with complex carbohydrates, lean proteins, high fiber fruits and vegetables. And only eat to the point where you're full and try not to overeat. Derek Nguyen asks, "Hey Coach Donny, I'm a 5'10" sophomore in high school and the season is a few months away. I played JV last year as a freshman since we only have a JV and varsity team. I'm hoping to make the varsity team and start. I can jump pretty high, but I don't really have a great swing. In the beginning of the season, I would always hit the ball out and wouldn't get any topspin on the ball. But nearing the end of the season, I improved a lot. It seems like I have a trouble timing this set, so I need a high set to time everything right. And I think I don't fully swing or raise my arm high enough. What are some things you think I should work on, and any tips that would help me, workout drills, etc.?" Ooh, that was pretty tiring to read. Watch my spiking timing videos and I'll teach you how to properly time your attack. For everything else, make sure that you search my channel for more drills and workouts. Brandon Wong, "Hey coach, I've been playing volleyball for quite some time now, and I've become more and more curious as to the advantages, disadvantages of 5'1" versus 6'2" versus 5'2" versus 7'2" offenses. Thanks, Brandon. I'm not exactly sure what a 7'2" offense is, since the maximum number of players you can have on the court is 6, but I'll mainly talk about the differences between a 5'1" and a 6'2". The advantages of a 5'1" offense is that you can keep one setter and keep in rhythm with just that one setter. And also when the setter is front row, you can actually pass the ball a little bit tighter, because if it's too tight, then the setter can just dump it over. And you can also draw more blockers when the setter has to jump set front row. The advantage of a 6'2" offense is that you will always have 3 hitters in the front row, which means more hitters for the opposing blockers to keep track of. The disadvantage is that you have 2 setters and you will have to get used to 2 different setting styles and rhythms as a hitter. Jason Rod 49, "Hey coach, love your videos. Did you ever do club when you were in high school?" Unfortunately, I never did club. My high school coach never told me about boys club volleyball. Otherwise, I probably would have played and I would have been better than I am now. I'm going to take a quick break because I've been sitting here for an hour and a half straight and my butt is falling asleep, and I want to try to get through as many questions as I can.